everybody, and welcome to my channel. You have me, professional natural bodybuilder and 3-time world champion, OCB Women's Physique World Champion, Mr. America Women's Bodybuilding World Champion, WNBF Amateur and Pro World Champion, you know it, NPH_fit, that's me. So I am going to run you guys through a quick tricep workout. 3 exercises, and it's just gonna be the training. So we're just gonna jump right into it. We're gonna start with close grips, then we're gonna do a little bit of superset skull crusher into a press action, and then we're going to end with dumbbell triceps extensions. Simple, quick, let's get right into it. Let's go. All right, so let's just get right into it. We warmed up and we're ready to go. We are starting out with close grip bench, and again it's going to be working a little chest, probably a little bit of tricep too, but close grip, obviously your grip is going to be more focused and put more emphasis on your triceps. You don't see a lot of people benching, and I think this is kind of a forgotten exercise, especially the close grip, but I like to include close grip as kind of like my main heavy movement for triceps. See if we can maintain our strength during this cut, and we're going to try and hit this for 8. Let's get right to it. Ooh. Okay, so that was hard. That's why we're just trying to get heavy work in. So there was that. I'm gonna stick here, hopefully try and get 8. As you can see, as I hit like 5-6 reps, I am taking a few breaths. Depending on how you kind of look at it, which this is kind of like maybe a gray area in training and bodybuilding, like, is that a 6 rep max? Is that an 8 rep max? You know, because I'm kind of rest pausing those last 2 reps. But that's kind of common with me in training. You know, like the last few reps of some of my sets, you know, I'll take a couple breaths. So it's not just like 8, like boom, 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 boom. You know, like, so is it a 6 rep? Is it an 8 rep? I don't know. But that's kind of how my training happens to be a lot. So a couple more of those, and I'll show you guys skull crushers and keep this rolling. Okay, so on to exercise 2. We are going to be doing skull crushers. Let's hope my strength is still able to do this. I'm going to try and hit about 12 reps. So we did 8, a little bit heavier on the close grips. Gonna try and hit about 12, and so the plan here is to do skull crushers, and then I'm just gonna like kind of superset. I'm not gonna like go right into it, but I'm gonna take a few seconds, a few deep breaths, and then I'm gonna do like a close grip press again, just to really burn out the triceps even more. So call it a superset, call it a semi superset. Let's give this a go. And again, we're doing 3 sets here, and I'm considering the skull crushers plus the press 1 set. Feel the tries burning. Okay, now we're just gonna rest, shake out the tries. Normally, I kind of just hold it up, but I'm a little more fatigued than usual, so I'm just gonna let it rest here. Bang it. Bang a few of these out. Okay, so that was heavy. Strength is trying to, I guess, maybe take a little bit of a hit with the calories dropping and what have you. But I could maybe lighten the weight, but I'm probably just gonna really take my time, really rest, since I'm only doing 3 sets, which is a little lower volume for me. So I'm really just gonna rest, make sure I'm fully recovered before I do my 2 extra sets, and hopefully I'm able to do this weight again. So I'm gonna rest up, finish these, and catch you guys in exercise 3. We got dumbbell tricep extensions. Okay, so we are going to get into our 3rd exercise, 3rd and final, and we are going to be doing a dumbbell tricep extension. So what I'm going to do here is a double drop set. And traditionally, I guess a drop set would be you go and then you don't really break. The only break you take is like adjusting the weight and then going right into it. But what I'm going to do is because I'm going to be doing 1 arm at a time, I find that you can be a little bit stronger that way rather than doing both together. So I'm going to do 20. We're doing 20 reps each set. And so I'm going to do my right arm, 20, left arm, 20, drop the weight, right arm 20, left arm 20, drop the weight, right arm 20, left arm 20, and then that'll be it. So I'll just, I guess, let you guys go through the whole thing with me. It's probably going to take me a few minutes at least to get through it all because I'm doing a total of 6 sets. But I'll just kind of talk you guys through it as I'm doing it. So I'll let you see that, but I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing here, and then you can see it happen. So I'm going to start with a heavier weight, one that I can't really do unassisted. So what I'm going to be doing is helping myself kind of here by the wrist to get to the 20. I'm going to help myself for all 20, and then I'm going to drop the weight a little bit, and usually I'm able to get about like half on my own, and then I'm going to help myself for the other 10 or so. And I'm going to drop the weight again, and I'm going to try and get, usually on that last set, I'm able to get all 20 by myself. So it's kind of just my little way of doing it. Again, it's a lot, maybe more a little bit advanced, but I'll let you guys see me do that. I'm just going to let it rip, let it run through, and then I will recap things with you and kind of go over maybe adjustments I'd make depending on your skill level and all of that. And yeah, so you can watch me do this, and then we'll chat very briefly at the end. We'll start here. And I'm going to help myself like this. This exercise lends itself nicely to being like helped and going a little bit of overload. So then I'll show you guys. I'm going to take a couple breaths, do the other arm, because this arm is a little fatigued, so I do kind of need a few seconds rest to be able to help myself adequately. keep going and show you guys the whole thing. I'm not going to cut it up so you can see it in real time. So we're going to drop the weight by 5 pounds. I'm going to take a few breaths here. And instead of trying to help myself for all 20, I'm going to try and help myself for like half of the reps. So I'll try and do like 10 without help and then burn it out with 10 more with help. Again, this is me kind of resting. Take a few breaths. This is a dumbbell tricep extension. We're doing it on a flat bench here. Help. Okay, now I need a few breaths. Gotta get to the other arm. You could be doing both at the same time, I guess, but I find that, you know, I'm able to do heavier weight when I do one arm at a time. But if you're in a time crunch, you could just do them both together. Let me help. You want to try and maybe help yourself. You might need a little bit more help on the way down, or sorry, on the way up. You should try and lower it as much as you can without the help, and then just help yourself on the positive. Now we're going to drop again, another 5 pounds. You could, I guess, consider this kind of a more advanced drop set or something. So I'm going to try and do 20 again here, and I'm just going to try and do 20 without help each arm. So we're just really cranking out the volume, really pumping the blood into the triceps. And a few deep breaths. Now I'm not doing this like as rushed, because if you could rush it, but then obviously that's going to limit the amount of weight you can do, which it would just kind of be a different stimulus. So here, because I am, like we all know by now, or getting to know, I like to do lots of stuff, so I am going to do this a whole circuit another 2 times. Again, I would not recommend this for beginners, and I'll touch a little bit more on that once I finish this up and wrap the workout. 7, 9, 10. Okay, so that's it for that. I'm gonna do a couple more and then I'll wrap up the workout and recap. Okay, so let's do a quick recap. That is a hard word to say. So let's recap quickly. We started out with close grip bench. Now, as you can see, I did 3 sets of 8. I went heavy. I did I think I had 145 pounds for 3 sets of 8, and you can kind of see those last few reps. It's like the bar gets a little wonky. That's because my one side is stronger. So I I don't always remember, but yeah, so that's kind of what happened there. And that's just like a imbalance. I think, you know, playing sports, you know, being so dominant on one side, and, you know, so things like that happen. So that's why, you know, it's also good to do like unilateral work and stuff like that. But we just stuck with the barbell, so went heavy there, 3 sets of 8 for natural bodybuilding specifically. I think, you know, a lot of times you don't see bodybuilders doing the compound movements anymore, and maybe it works for them now, but a lot of who you see and what you see is bodybuilders who are already successful and later in their careers, so maybe they don't need these, you know, foundational movements, and maybe they don't do them so much anymore. But if you're a beginner or in the first couple years of training, I would stick with working and building strength in these basic movements. So I will always probably still include them, but I think that's why you maybe don't see so many people doing them, is they kind of phase out of it or whatever. But especially for naturals and beginners, I would start out and just try and get strong and build strength in those movements. So, little note on that. Second exercise, we did skull crushers, and then I just threw in like a little bit of a burnout close grip press. Skull crushers are another movement you might not see a lot of, but love a little bit of skull crushers. If you have shoulder issues, shoulder mobility can be a little bit awkward. Using an easy bar, I think, puts the wrists in a little bit better position, a little bit easier. Again, you could maybe substitute a different exercise there if you wanted. Hey, got a little bit of a cat dog fight going on. Stop. So we did that, a little bit more moderate reps there with 12. For beginner, I would probably just focus on doing straight sets. I wouldn't really worry so much about the burning out. You just want to, in your first couple years of training and stuff, I'm kind of a little bit beyond all of that, so I do these like little extra techniques, and, you know, with my weird like mental stuff, so I just do stuff like that. But it's more of like, I guess, advanced stuff. If you're not that advanced, I wouldn't really throw stuff like that in. I would just stick to the straight sets, and even though it's kind of boring and it might be more fun to throw in these other things, if you can, try and hold off. Maybe every now and then might be fun to throw in, but for the most part, I would just stick to straight sets. So if you're a beginner, I would do the 3 sets there and just 3 sets of 12 skull crushers. Next, we did a double drop set on single arm dumbbells extensions, and of course I went back and saw that my range of motion was trash, or at least it looked trash in the video. I feel it definitely burning my triceps. That's why I'm kind of talking to you guys and trying to rest a little bit longer in between. But again, I don't know, I was kind of fatigued at that point, and, you know, I'm dieting and all that, so excuses for me there regarding my range of motion. Again, I'm not saying my training is always perfect or always great, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, so that's what the sets looked like, and that's just what it was. Probably should have dropped the weight. The weight's probably gonna just be dropping on its own, because my body weight, as it goes down, my strength is going to go down some. I don't want to just all of a sudden just start dropping weight just because my weight's going down. So I'm just gonna feel it out and see, you know, as my weight goes and as things go, like how it feels. So with that, but again, what I did was more advanced. I wouldn't really worry so much about doing the double drop sets. I would just do 3 sets of 20, and then, you know, if you're like really want to go for it, you can do what I did and do like a double drop set, but definitely not necessary. Probably not necessary for me. Overkill, probably, yes. But it's just kind of what I like doing and I'm doing at the moment. Again, if you're short on time, instead of doing 1 arm at a time, you could do both. I feel though I can be, and you could be a little bit stronger, and then you can obviously help yourself even more and go a little bit heavier and just like do kind of like an overloading of the thing and try and, you know, do it that way. So, little recap there with all of that. I hope you guys enjoyed this, my chest workout that you guys saw, and this kind of same thing. It's doing pretty well, so go check that one out if you haven't already. This was triceps, and I'll try and get you guys maybe some back workouts, some biceps going, show you guys all that, but hopefully you enjoyed the triceps. Let me know if you like this in the comments, share it, send it, do all that. I'll try and keep more coming, but yeah, not gonna keep going on any longer. Thank you for tuning in. I'll try and keep cranking these out. 3-time world champion, professional natural bodybuilder, you know it. Ready? Say it with me. NPH_fit. We out.